चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। So today we are reading from chapter 11 verse 90. And this is on the Veda base. So if anyone wants to open on their computer, they can open on their phone. But I have it here. So आदिमध्यांतमनंत अनादिमध्यांतमनंत बीर्ज अनंत बीर्ज अनंत बाहो शशि सूर्य नेत्रम
मनंत बाहु शशिशूर्य नेत्रम
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रं
स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्
स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्।
Now someone else can read.
अनादिमध्यान्तम् अनन्तवीर्यम्
अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम्
अनन्तबहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम्
अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
स्वतेजसा विश्वानिदं तपन्तम्।
स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्. Anyone else?
अनादिमध्यान्तवीर्यम्
अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम्
अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम्
अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
तेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्
स्वतेजसा विश्वानिदं तपन्तम्।
अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम्
अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम्
अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम्
अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
पश्यामि त्वां
दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रम्
स्वतेजसा विश्वम् इदं तपन्तम्
स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम्।
Now we can read word by word meaning. Anadi,
Adi,
without beginning.
without beginning.
Madhya,
Madhya,
middle.
middle.
Antam,
Antam,
or end.
or end.
Ananta,
Ananta,
unlimited.
unlimited.
Viryam,
Viryam,
glories.
glories.
Ananta,
Ananta,
unlimited.
unlimited.
Bahum,
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 arms.
arms.
Sasi,
Shashi,
the moon.
the moon.
Surya,
Surya,
the sun.
the sun.
Netram,
Netram,
eyes.
eyes.
Pasyami,
Pashyami,
I see.
I see.
Tvam,
Tvam,
you.
you.
Dipta,
Dipta,
blazing.
blazing.
Hutasabhaktram,
Hutasavaktram,
fire coming out of your mouth.
Fire coming out of your mouth.
Swatejasa,
Svatejasha.
by your radiance.
By your radiance.
Viswam,
Vishwam.
universe.
Universe.
Idam,
Idam.
this.
This.
Taptam,
Tapantam.
heating.
Heating.
Now, translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Cyril Prabhupada. You are without origin, middle or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. One more time. You are without origin, middle or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. So this is Arjun saying when he is seeing Lord Krishna's universal form. So now we can see, we can read purport. Prabhupada said that there is no limit to the extent of the six opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what Arjun is seeing here. Here and in many other places, there is repetition of Krishna's opulences, Bhagavan Krishna's opulences. But according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at a time of bewilderment or wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. That is not a flaw. So what beautifully Prabhupada wrote, let's read one more time. There is no limit to the extent of the six opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here and in many other places, there is repetition. But according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at a time of bewilderment or wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. That is not a flaw. So when I read this, I was remembering of our chanting of Narsingha Stotram every day. So Prabhupada wrote, at the time of bewilderment or wonder, we repeat Krishna's glory again and again. So I believe this is very clear that Krishna has six opulences in full. That's why he is called Bhagavan. And Prabhupada wrote the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because there are two words, Iswara and Parmeswara, in Sanskrit. So Iswara means controller, and Parmeswara means who controls everyone. And Prabhupada gave this word, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And nobody can have this title. Only Krishna can have this title. So in this verse, we can say, Arjun is saying that you are without origin, middle or end. So he is seeing everything in the universal form of Krishna. Your glory is unlimited. That's another thing. So he is opulent. He is seeing everything in his body. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. So he see everything like sun and moon in his body. I see you with blazing fire coming from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your flame, by your own radiance. So radiance means glare. It's here it says burning, and here in the verse it says swatejasa viswamidam tapantam. So tapantam means giving his heating. Here in the meaning it says it's heating. So he is providing energy to the whole world in the form of, we can also see here in the form of sun and moon, he gives energy to the whole world, to the whole universe. And here Arjun says that I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. So he's saying everything in the body of Krishna, and he explaining one by one for our understanding, so we can understand. And I believe everyone know that what are the 6 opulences of Krishna. The 6 opulences. So now I shared a slide here. I believe everyone can see that. Prabhuji, are you seeing? So now in this slide, I put one verse by Parasar Muni, who is father of Vyasji, who wrote this Bhagavad Gita and all Vedas. So he wrote this beautiful verse for the definition of Bhagavan. You can see Eswarjasya Samagrasya Virjasya Yasasah Sriya Jnana Vairagyo Chaiva Shananam Bhaga Iti Gana. So when someone has power, strength, we say he is Balavan, he is powerful. When someone has dhana, we say Dhanavan, wealthy. When someone is Jnani, we say he is Jnanavan. But nobody has all these 6 opulences. These are the 6 possible opulences in this universe that we can see, we can think of. Wealth, Aishwarya means wealth. Virya means strength, power. Yasa means fame. Sriya, beauty. Jnana, knowledge. And Vairagya, renunciation. So here Parasar Muni says, describes Bhagavan as one who is full in 6 opulences. And these are the 6 opulences that we see in our daily life in this material world. Who has full or complete strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. And this sloka tells us that there are 6 opulences and which has to be found in God. So God is English word, but the real word is Bhagavan, Bhaga. Here it says Bhaga. So there is no equivalent word in English. This is Sanskrit word Bhaga, and used for Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whoever claimed to be Bhagavan, he should have all these opulences. Aishwarya, he is the richest person. Vairagya, he is most powerful person. Yasa, he is most famous personality. Sriya, he is the most beautiful personality. Jnana, he is the most knowledgeable. And Vairagya, even though he possesses all these, he is totally renounced from everything. So he doesn't claim, though he created everything, like we have been discussing for the last few weeks. So we can discuss one by one. Like Aishwarya, he is wealthiest one. So we can see in 7th chapter Krishna said, and in 10th chapter Krishna explains the opulence of the absolute. There we learned in 7th chapter he said, Bhumirapo analo vayu khang mano buddhi revacha ahankaram itiyam te bhinna prakriti ashtada. So he said that earth, water, fire, air, and sky. He created everything. And whatever we see in this material world is transformation of those seven energies, and also mind, intelligence, and false ego. So, so that covers everything. I like that verse because that covers everything. Whatever you think is there. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. So we are in material energy, and Krishna, Bhagavan told Arjuna that I have these 8 separated material energy. So we can see everything is covered there. So he is the wealthiest person. He created air that we breathe. He created fire, sky, means empty space. He created earth. He created water that we drink. So everything, he created our mind. He created our intelligence, and he created our false ego. So everything is covered there. So I believe it's clear to everyone. And then Birja means strength. He is most powerful. So Prabhupada gives example of Muhammad Ali. No, I'm sorry, not Prabhupada. I mean, people say that he was the greatest. He got the title of Ali the Great because he thought he is the most powerful person. He has most strength in the world. There are other people like sprinters or other like heavyweight champions or other people who have more strength, but they cannot retain that strength. Like in case of Muhammad Ali, Ali the Great, he developed Parkinson's disease, and now he can't lift, even a small weight. So he was powerful once, but now he has no power. So, but that is not true in case of Bhagavan or God or Krishna. So Krishna's strength was present at the moment of his birth. He created all the favorable conditions that Vasudev ji can take him to Gokula, and he killed Putana when he was, in the bed, and he demonstrated so many wonderful leela. He killed so many demons in his childhood. So we can see that Krishna has more strength, strength in full. Like he lifted Govardhan for 7 days on his pinky. So there is no doubt that Krishna has all strength. Now fame, everyone knows God, whether they are theist or atheist, they somehow say God. I received an email from one of our doctor. He said, thank God my son was recovered from COVID-19. So even that they don't use the word God from their day-to-day dealing, when they are in trouble, when they see miracle of God, they acknowledge that there is someone who is helping us in our helpless situation. So everyone knows Krishna or God in one or another form. Sriya, beauty, is another opulence. Krishna is most beautiful as we see in his deity form, and also as depicted by our sages and seers who saw Krishna in the past, also from Arjuna. So someone can be beautiful, like people give example of like Miss Universe, like Miss World, Mr. Universe or something like that. But they can't hold that title even for 2 years or so. So then in next year there is another Miss Universe or Mr. Universe comes. But Krishna is always 16 years old. So another name of Krishna and Mother Radha is Kishore Kishori. So Kishore means at the age of somewhere under age of 16. So he doesn't grow beyond 16 years. So when we see Krishna's picture, even when he was in the battle of Kurukshetra, he looked like 16 years old. He has no, mustache or beard, so he looks always fresh. He very beautiful. That's another opulence. Then knowledge. Krishna knows everything. Like Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that Sarvasya chaham mridi sannivishtu. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So he gives knowledge to everyone. So he is knowledgeable. He knows everything. In 13th chapter, he said, I know everyone. So that's another. Someone can know one subject or two subjects or maybe 5 subjects, but not all subjects. But Krishna knows everything. He said that whoever knows me, he knows everything. Like, for example, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the battlefield. And then after that, I mean, it was present before that also, but it was the knowledge was lost. Then he told Arjuna that the knowledge was lost. Then I had to speak to you. So to maintain in the disciplic succession. And people are reading this all over the world. Even before Prabhupada came here, the Bhagavad Gita, different translation was there. Someone asked Prabhupada, which translation should I read? Then Prabhupada was thinking that everyone, makes their own opinion. So Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. And in one or another form, this Bhagavad Gita is read by various people. Either they are philosophers, scientists, or psychologists, or whatever. So that tells that proves that Krishna has ultimate knowledge, and he gives everything. He summarized everything in Bhagavad Gita. All the Vedic teachings are summarized in Bhagavad Gita. Even Krishna said that I am by all the Vedas I am to be known. And then the last one is renunciation. So here we see wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. Like we discussed in the wealth portion, that Krishna has all his 8 separated material energies, but he gave it to us. He created air and then he gave it to us to breathe. He created fire. We use fire for cooking and light. He created earth and we grow food and vegetables in that. So he created all those. He owns everything, but then he renounced that. He gave it to us. Some people say that I am renunciate, I have vairagya, but what can they renounce? Even our mind doesn't belong to us. This body is made of earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The first five energies, separated energies of Krishna: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And also we have mind, intelligence, and false ego. So everything belongs to Krishna. So we don't have anything. So we cannot renounce in true sense. And so it's Krishna who is renunciate. He renounced everything for us. Our Goswami said that whoever said that I am renouncing, it's not the real statement. The real renunciation in our situation is that we use everything in Krishna's service. So that's a description of all full opulences we see here in the purport. Prabhupada said, there is no limit to extent of the 6 opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here in many other places there is repetition. So Arjuna is also seeing these opulences that Lord Krishna is having, is without origin, middle, or end, and his glory is unlimited. He has numberless arms, so he is more powerful. And he and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with the blazing fire coming forth from your mouth. burning this entire universe by your own radiance. So I believe this is clear now to everyone. Any comments or question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you said that one of the qualities is renunciation, and while explaining that, you shared that no, Krishna has everything and still he left
Yeah.
for us. So, but
Yeah.
I have a counter argument that how did he left or leave? Because as a Paramatma, he stays inside every living entity, conscious and which are not conscious. He's still there as a Paramatma. So how
Yeah.
is he renunciate? Can you,
But
if you can explain?
But he is not using. He's not using those opulences. You know, he's not dependent on those opulences. We can understand that way. Prabhupada explained several times at several places, like he doesn't depend on all these opulences. You know, wherever he wants, he can create these. So he's not consuming those. He's not breathing. He's not taking air like we, because his body is a spiritual body.
No, that I kind of understand. But
Sachidananda. So even he is within us. He is not hoarding this material opulences. We are the one who think that these material thing belongs to us because of the false ego that we see. We realize that we are this body, not the soul. But Krishna is aloof of it. Krishna is not depending on the material creation. Though he created, but he said that I am aloof. You know, he doesn't. He is creator, but again he is not involved. He is not. He doesn't. He is not attached to it. Does it make sense?
yes, but if I may ask the question another way, can you share one? I'm just talking specifically just about renunciation out of the
Yeah.
6. If you
Yeah.
can, if you know, Prabhuji, that any example or story where Krishna has shown renunciation, because the way I wanted to understand that, I understood renounce means to just let it go or leave it, right? Basically, yeah, but and then I want the confusion I had that okay, if he renounced everything, but he's still staying as a Paramatma in every living entity, conscious and unconscious. So how he has left material world? No, he's there, he's everywhere. So how
Well,
is
he's everywhere, but he doesn't claim. He doesn't remind us that all the time. Though he said in Bhagavad Gita,
Hmm.
or our understanding, so we can understand that we came open hand and we will go with open hand. You know, even we have to leave this body here. So does nothing belongs to us, and he is with us, but he's not using all those. You know,
okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
right?
Yes,
Prabhu, I
thank you.
had a comment. See, Krishna is very attached to Radharani, right? But if when there is a Rasa dance, even Radha and gopis, somehow they get very proud of themselves that Krishna is always with them. So Krishna doesn't hesitate to renounce them, in the sense he vanishes from their view. So they say Krishna is Atmaram. He doesn't even need Radharani or other gopis, because he's completely renounced. He's happy in himself. That's the real renouncement, in the sense he doesn't need anything to make him happy. He's Atmaram.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. And
Thank
also Prabhupada said that when he created Lord Brahma, he has not taken help from Lakshmi ji. So he showed that he is Atma Rama. He is self-sufficient. Is that
Thank you,
clear?
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you.
I mean, he is within us for a purpose. He said that Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishtu. I am in everybody's heart, and Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Then he said his work there. So what he is doing in our heart, he is giving us knowledge, He's giving us forgetfulness, and matta, smritir, and jnanam. And he is giving us memory power. Memory power, forgetfulness, and jnanam. I mean, the memory, matta, forgetfulness, smriti means memory power, and then jnanam, knowledge. He's giving three things. That's why he's there. He's our best friend. So he's reminding us what we collected in our previous life. So suppose if we work very hard in this life for something, and that may not fulfill in this life, so then Krishna will remind to get that in our next life. That's why he is with us. And he is our best friend, so he doesn't leave us. Whenever we think of him, he starts favoring, he starts helping us. So it's not that it's not that he is entrapped in our heart. Prabhupada gives example of a jailer within a jail. The jailer is not locked inside the jail. He's not having punishment. He is just going inside the jail at his free will. He can manage jail from outside jail. So it's like that. Krishna is within us to guide us, to show that he is our friend, but he doesn't utilize all these opulences. I mean, of course, he will work through a devotee's mind, intelligence, but he doesn't claim all the time. He gave us free will, and he gave us all those materials for free.
Prabhuji, another example I can think of to Nanda Gopal's question is during Mahabharata, Kaurav, Pandav, this whole war situation, pre-war situation, Krishna was just playing a role of friend, and he played a role of charioteer, even though he's a lord, and he everything he did without expecting. I think he has everything, but he wasn't attached to anything, no kingdom, nothing, and he still served. And that is probably another example I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, he's happy all the time, so he doesn't need anything to be happy. Yeah. Any other comment or question on this verse?
Yeah, this is Peoria. I just have when
Hare
Krishna
Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
was with his wives, he's sleeping with his wives, and they're embracing him. In the morning, while they're embracing him, he just gets up and he goes out and he meditates upon himself. That's pretty renounced.
Thank you, Prabhu. That was a good example.
Thank you. So, should we read another verse, Pyar Prabhu?
Sure.
Now we'll read another verse, 11:20. Dyava prithibhyo ridamantaram hi
Dyava prathivyor idam antaram hi
vyaptam tvayaiken disascha sarva
vyaptam tvayaiken nishascha sarva
drishtvaadbhutam rupam mugratavaidam
drishtadbhutam rupam ugram tavedam
lokatrayam pravyatitam mahatman
lokatrayam pravayatitam mahatman
Dyava prithibhyo idam anantam hi
tvaya prathivyor idam antaram hi
antaram hi vyaptam tvayaiken disascha sarva
vyaptam tvayaikena dishascha sarva
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपम् उग्रं तवैदं
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मनं.
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मना
Anyone else?
त्वायर्पृथिव्योरिदमन्तरं हि
द्यावा पृथिव्यो इदमन्तरं हि
व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वा
व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वा.
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं
लोकात्रयं प्रयवतितां महात्मन्
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मन्. Anyone else?
ध्याया पृथिव्योर इदमन्तरं हि
द्यावा पृथिव्यो
द्वायार्पृथिव्योरिदमन्तरं हि
व्याप्तं तवैकेन दिशश्च सर्वा
व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वा
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं
दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं त्ववेदं
वेदं
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितां महात्मन्
लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितां महात्मन्.
Anyone else? If not, I can read word by word meaning. Diyayu,
Jayu.
from outer space.
Mara.
Apratibhyo, to the earth. Idam, this. Antaram, between. He, certainly. Vyapam, pervaded. Tvaya, by you. Ekena, alone. Disa, directions. Cha, and. Sarva, all. Drishtva, by seeing. Adbhutam, wonderful. Rupam, arm. Ugram, terrible. Tava, your. Idam, this. Loka, the planetary system.
Planetary
Trayam, three. Prithibhyam, prabhyathitam, perturbed. Maha Atman, O great one. Now translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. One more time. Although you are one, you are spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Purport. Dvaya Prithibhya, the space between heaven and earth, and Lokatrayam, the three words, are significant words in this verse because it appears that not only did Arjun see this universal form of the Lord, but others in other planetary systems saw it also. Arjun's seeing of the universal form was not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed the divine vision saw that universal form on the battlefield. Like Ganpat Govind Prabhu discussed that demigods also saw Lord Krishna's form. Sanjay saw. So that's what Prabhupada is indicating here. So we can see Arjun is seeing everything. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky. So it was very big form. And the planets and all space between. So that universal form was very big. It was spread all over the three worlds. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. So Arjun can see that it's so big that it was spread all over the three worlds. And Prabhupada said here, Lokatrayam, all the three words. That is heavenly planet, an earthly planet, and those hellish planet. So his body was so big that he said that Lokatrayam, it was spread all over the three world because it appeared that it was so big, and other people also saw from who were endowed with the divine vision of Lord Krishna. So you can see he's everywhere, and Arjun is describing what he can. So I hope it's clear. We can move on. If anyone have any question or comments on this.
Well, I'm not muted, okay. I have a comment.
Yeah,
Just the last sentence in the purport, all whom the Lord endowed with divine vision saw that universal form on the battlefield.
yeah,
So Krishna showed that universal form to others. He endowed them with this divine vision to see it. And one of the things is that someone could say, of course, some people can say anything they want to say, but that it wasn't only Arjun, because it could have just been his imagination. You know, people imagine things, but it's not just him who saw it. Many other people saw it, so it's not his imagination.
yeah.
I think that's significant.
Thank you, Pari Prabhu. Yes, that's confirming that he's not the one, only one. Sanjay also saw, another who has divine vision, they saw. Any other comment or question?
I think we got some Martians on this call here.
So, Pari Prabhu, can I read another verse?
No one has any other questions? It sounded like someone had, but their mic didn't work right. That's the same person. Who's that?
Janvarani Mataji is trying to join.
I think in the future, anything goes wrong, we can always blame Jadavarani. Okay, I don't know what time it is. If you have time for another verse, do another verse.
It's 7:46, I think. Yeah,
Well, how big is the purport?
it's not, there is just one line.
Okay, do the next verse then.
Amihi tvam surasangha bisanti
Suras.
Pravishanti.
kechid gita pranjalayo grinanti
Kechid vita pranjalayo grinanti.
swasti tyuktva maharsi siddha sangha
Swasti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha.
stuvanti tvam stutibhi puskalabhi
Stuvanti tam stutibhi pushkalabhi.
amihi tvam sur sangha bisanti
Amihi tvam shura shangha vishanti.
केचिद् भीताः प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति
Kechid vita pranjalayo grinanti.
स्वस्तित्युक्त्वा महर्षि सिद्धसङ्गाः
Swasti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha.
स्तुन्वन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः
Stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi.
Anyone else want to read?
Amihi tvam sura shangha vishanti.
अमीहि त्वां सुरसङ्घाभिसन्ति
Kechid vita pranjalayo grinanti.
केचिद् भीता प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति
Swastiti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha.
स्वस्तित्युक्त्वा महर्षि सिद्धसङ्घाः
Stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi.
स्तुन्वन्ति त्वां पुष्कलाभिः
अमीहि त्वं सूरसङ्घा विशन्ति
Amihi tvam shura shangha vishanti.
केचिद्विता प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति
Kechid vita pranjalayo grinhanti.
स्वस्तित्युक्त्वा महर्षि सिद्धसङ्गा
Swastiti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha.
स्तुवन्ति त्वं स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः
Stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi.
Anyone else?
अमीहि त्वां सूरसङ्गा विशन्ति
Amihi tvam sura shangha vishanti.
केचिद्विता प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति
Kechid vita pranjalayo grinanti.
स्वस्तीति उक्त्वा महर्षि सिद्धसङ्घा
Swastiti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha.
स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः
Stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi.
Now I'll read synonyms. Ami, all those.
All those.
He,
He,
certainly.
certainly.
Tvam,
Tvam,
you.
you.
Surasangha,
Surasangha,
groups of demigods.
groups of demigods.
Visanti,
Vishanti,
are entering.
are entering.
Kechid,
Kechid,
some of them.
some of them.
Bhita,
Hita,
out of fear.
out of fear.
Pranjalayo,
Pranjaliyo,
with a folded hand.
with folded hands.
Grinanti,
Grinanti,
are offering prayers.
offering prayers.
Swasti,
Swasti.
Swasti.
all peace.
All peace.
Iti,
Iti.
Iti.
thus.
Thus.
Uktva,
Uktva.
Uktva.
speaking.
Speaking.
Maharshi,
Maharshi.
great sages.
Great
Great.
sages.
Siddha Sangha,
Siddha Sangha.
perfect beings.
Perfect beings.
Stuvanti,
Stuvanti.
are singing hymns.
Are singing hymns.
Tvam,
Tvam.
unto you.
Unto you.
Stutibhi,
Stutibihi.
with the prayers.
With prayers.
Puskalabhi,
Pushkalabhi.
Vedic hymns.
Vedic hymns.
Now we can read translation. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. One more time. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering unto you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So now we can see Arjun is seeing everyone from all the planetary systems that he sees demigods and others, great sages and perfected beings. So now we can read the purport. The demigods in all the planetary systems feared the terrific manifestation of the universal form and its glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection. One more time. The demigods in all the planetary systems feared the terrific manifestation of the universal form and its glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection from Lord Krishna. So, in the translation, we can see all the hosts of demigods are surrendered before you and entering into you. So, Arjun is seeing that all the demigods are praying, they are surrendered to Krishna, and they are entering in the universal form of Krishna. So, basically, the demigods are part of Krishna's body. In Veda, it described that they are part of Krishna's body. In Bhagavatam also says that so if we worship Krishna, our worship is complete because all the demigods are part of Krishna's body. And here, some of them very much afraid. So they see this universal form, they don't see it always. So they are bewildered and afraid. And so they are offering prayers with the folded hands. And hosts of great sages and perfected being, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So they see this terrific universal form, and then they start praying by Vedic hymns so that they can pacify themselves, and they can get favor from the Supreme Lord. So I think this is again Arjun is describing all the features of the universal form that he is seeing, even demigods in the universal form in Krishna's body. Some of them entering, and some of them fearful, offering prayers. So he can see everything. He can see also great sages, and perfected beings. They are in the heavenly planets, like in the planets of upper planetary system, like Lord Brahma's planet, and perfected beings who are also in the heavenly planets. And he see everyone in Lord Krishna's universal form. So we can imagine that he is showing that everyone, came from Lord Krishna. Everything belongs to him. We can understand that way. So yeah. So I think then in coming verses he's describing all the individual
Prabhu, I have a small question, if I may ask.
devas. Yes, Prabhu.
So in the last line of the purport, it says,
Yeah.
so prayed for protection. So I just want to understand. I know who prayed, but to whom? Because they were afraid of the Virat Roop. So for protection, to pray to whom?
I mean, according to their understanding, they were praying.
Yeah, no. That much I understood that they are offering prayers. I just
Yeah.
need
They,
to
they
whom
are
they are
offering prayer
praying.
they are offering prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
But aren't they are afraid of his form? So that's where my confusion is. That if I am
Yeah,
afraid of someone, like
yeah, they
then
are afraid of his form because it was so different, wonderful. They don't see it always, and it is described in the Vedas. So they are chanting Vedic hymns. It's in the translation in the last sentence.
Prabhu, I think we can understand this better. Like, see, Nashima is also very fearful and very fearful
Yeah.
to look at. But still, Prahlad, Lakshmi, and other demigods are still worshipping him alone, right? They're praising
Yes,
him,
Mataji.
even though they are fearful of him.
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, that helps. Thank you.
I mean, people know in one or other form, like when Krishna killed Putana, they were bathing him in cow urine and chanting different Vedic hymns, trying to please Lord Narayana so that he can be protected. So according to their understanding, they are praying in one or other form the Vedic hymns, to the Supreme, who is creator, who is protector of everyone. So they are trying to get protection from that terrible form.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to add something to that. It's almost
Yes.
like a child, and even if it's your child and you put on some Halloween mask and they're
Yeah.
scared, please stop, don't, they don't want to see you that way. They don't
Yeah.
like seeing it. You're the same person, but seeing it that way is very fearful. So they want to
Yeah.
see it in its original form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
I
Any
also-
other questions or comment?
Well, I think it's interesting how some of the demigods were very fearful, but earlier we read that Arjuna, he actually wasn't afraid.
Yeah.
His main relationship with Krishna is as a friend.
Yeah.
Even
I thought he was good.
No, here in the purport to verse 14,
Yeah.
it said that, let's see, he was not, of course, afraid. He was affected by the wonders of the Supreme Lord,
Yeah.
but he was not afraid.
Yeah.
The immediate context is wonder. His natural loving friendship
Yeah.
was overwhelmed by wonder, but still, Krishna is his friend, and he knew he had no reason to fear, even though it's like beyond him,
Yeah. Yeah, but I think at the end of chapter, Mataji, he was also fearful, and then he said that I want to see your two-handed form.
I don't know if they use the word fearful.
Does it say
He was
fearful? Can you read it?
His mind was perturbed. Oh yeah, perturbed by fear.
Perturbed by fear, yes.
He says my
thought
mind
so.
is perturbed by fear, but in the purport, Prabhupada said he wasn't afraid.
Yeah, well, it gets to
At
you after a
first.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like enough is enough.
Yeah, it's like, okay, come on, take off that mask.
Yeah, how about forearms? Can I see that one instead?
Forearms is better than this.
Any other comments or questions?
Oh, I think it's probably time. Huh? Yep, it's time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji. So now we can end here.
What?
Yep.
Can we end here now?
Yes, we get in here and
Okay.
was second initiated.
No, that's tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow. No, we can end here and nothing.
Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai
jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Ashtamanga